and welcome to the Disgruntled Traveler Podcast. Now that I have your attention, today's story centers around Bali. Yes, the famous island Bali, Indonesia. And in particular, a beach on the east coast that's called Sanur Beach. S-A-N-U-R, in case you Googlers want to Google it. So Google away. This is also not only about the island of Bali, Indonesia, but about the crazy lady who wouldn't take no for an answer and how I got rid of her. Let's do it. So, a few months back, I took a trip to Bali, Indonesia. Lovely, lovely place. If you ever get a chance to go, go. There are so many different places to explore. You've got the northern part, which takes you out into the rice fields. That's called Ubud, U-B-U-D, in case you want to look that up. If you head straight south into the little peninsula of Bali, then you end up in a place called Uluwatu. Don't ask me to spell that one, but it's Uluwatu. I stayed there for a while. That's where all the cliffs are. Like, you can get along the coast, and there's these huge white cliffs that overlook the beautiful blue and green ocean. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. And then there's more of a, I don't know, I guess you call it more of a touristy kind of beachside thing. Not that not all of it's touristy, but if you go on the island to the east and along that coast, it doesn't have the big cliffs. It's just like a fishing kind of thing, and you can hang out on the beach. And then there's a strip of, there's like a sidewalk that walks all along the beach, which is really beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's still a really, really cool place to check out. And like I said, you could pull off and go swimming and hang out, whatever. But there's also a part of it that's like a drag. You know what I mean? So if you get hungry or thirsty, they've got not only restaurants along the side, but they also have, they have the restaurants to the right of the sidewalk, and then you go to the left and you can sit right on the beach. And they got the umbrellas and you're overlooking the water. And of course, that's super cool. Who wouldn't want to go get a drink and sit there, right? So, that attracted me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to cruise through here. I'm going to go check out this little walkway, and I'm going to go get me a drink, right? Or maybe go get me some French fries, because I was hungry. So anywho, besides the cafes and the restaurants, there's also, the Balinese people also have their own little shops. Like, you've got, not only do you have the tourist shops that are sort of weaved into where the cafes and the restaurants are, but they sell junk. You know what I mean? It's just all junk. But you also have, which you wouldn't know unless you walk down the alley, but they have these little mom and pop kind of little market shops with supposedly handmade goods that they do themselves, and then they sell to tourists, okay? And that's cool. I have nothing against that. I mean, everybody got to make a living, and everybody's got to make a buck somehow, right? So anyway, I'm walking through, I'm minding my business, and I had no intention of buying any trinkets. All I wanted at that moment was some French fries and a drink. So that's all I was interested in. So I'm walking past, and this is the thing. Okay. When you're in that area, like I said, that is really the tourist drag right in there. And the Balinese people know this. So the ones that are trying to sell you whatever they can sell you are actually sitting, and I ain't talking about in a chair. Some of them are, but a lot of them are just sitting on the ground along the sidewalk, right? So they're to the left, and it's right before you get into, where you can go sit on the patio atmosphere, where you can sit there. But they're along the beach, just sitting along the sidewalk, waiting for you, the tourist, to come by so that they could try to talk you into buying whatever they got to sell. Sale, not sale. But anyway, so I'm walking past this one lady. She was actually standing. I ignored them because I was like, one track mind, French fries and a drink. I wasn't looking at trinkets. So I'm just like minding my own. Next thing I know, she comes right up to me. Like right here. Okay? Like right into my no-go zone is what I call it. Because if you get like inches away from my face and I don't know you, that's my no-go zone. And it's like, girlfriend. So she's right there, right? Like right on my shoulder practically. She comes up to me real fast and she goes, in her broken English, hello, where are you from? That's the first thing they ask you to get you to talk to them. So I'm trying not to be too rude. I was like, oh man, no, here we go. She's going to try to sell me something. She was, where are you from? So I just said everywhere. I didn't want to get into I'm from America or I'm from Canada or whatever the hell. I just said I'm from everywhere just to just to F with her. I don't want to say the F word too loud. So anyway, yeah, just to F with her. She didn't even pay attention. She goes, you buy? And I was like, no, I go get French fries. I was trying to tell her I'm getting French fries because she had some stuff to sell right there on the side. And she was pointing to her bag and she's like, you buy? And I said, no buy. And then again, she keeps saying, where are you from? I was like, everywhere. And then I just started walking away from her because now she's getting annoying. And when you're hangry, when you're hungry and angry and you got some chick right on you that's trying to sell you things you don't want to buy, then you start getting pissed, okay? So I just start walking away because I was like, you know what? I know she doesn't hardly understand me. If I just leave her, don't just ignore and just keep walking away, I can get rid of her and she'll probably go to the next tourist behind me, right? No bueno. Like what? Girlfriend started following me down the sidewalk. She was literally glued to my left side and just kept saying, where you from? Where you from? She goes, I have market down street. Follow me. I have market. And I was like, no. I kept saying no. Then I started getting mad. I was going, no. And then I said, well, they don't like Russians. Here, let me tell you. I found out the Balinese really hate the Russians. So I was like, okay, I'm going to say no in Russian. Maybe she doesn't quite get it in English, right? So instead of saying no, I said, niet, which sounds like get. She wouldn't take it, man. She did not take no for an answer. And I was like, I gotta shake this chick off of me, bro. Like, I don't know what to do. She won't leave me alone, right? So anyway, I'm walking down the sidewalk about a block and she's right glued to my side. Then I saw a restaurant, a Balinese restaurant to the right of me, right off the beach. I said, perfect. I said, I bet you 10-1 this chick is not going to follow me in the restaurant because they're not allowed to do any kind of solicitation in those tourist restaurants, right? So I turn off. She's still, like I said, glued to my side, but the minute I started walking up the stairs and going into the door of the restaurant, she split, brother. She was gone, man. I just turned around. I went into the restaurant. It was all glass. And I just instead of talking to him, I just turned around and she literally just ran the other way down the sidewalk. Look at my jiggly arm. I know. She ran down the sidewalk, bro. So I was like, okay. And then, somebody walked up and said, may I help you? I said, oh, where is your restroom? He was acting like I needed to use the bathroom. I'm like, the bathroom's in the back. So I go in the back, right? And I use the bathroom. And then I just sort of snuck out the back door of the restaurant. I went around the corner where the sidewalk was, sort of on the side of the restaurant, and I'm just like looking down where she ran to and where she came from, and I didn't see her because I was in there for maybe 5-10 minutes. I was just trying to give her time to like leave, right? And that's how I got rid of her. So then I slipped around the other side of the restaurant and I kept going down the sidewalk the opposite direction of where she was. So, ladies and gentlemen, the moral of this story is if you have a Balinese who's trying to sell you crap that you don't want and they will not take no for an answer, all you got to do is dip into a local cafe or restaurant and they will leave. They will not follow you in because they're not allowed to sell you in those restaurants. So you just sort of like, you know, hang out and they'll split and they're gone. And that is that. And remember, I am the Disgruntled Traveler!